Right, welcome to the Fabulous Food Finds tasting experience. This is going along with the summer edition of the tasting boxes, and I can't believe this is the second summer box I've done now. So if you're new to this, I started, the first box was in March 2022. So this is the second year of doing the boxes. I send them out every 3 months just because doing them anymore would be completely disruptive to my world, and because it's quite expensive to post the boxes out, because I try and pack them full of as many amazing products as I can. I think doing it any more frequently would, it wouldn't work cost wise, and also I think the amount of products like that you get, hopefully they last you a good while and you get a chance to use them and things like that. And I think every month would be a bit too much. So yeah, so as I said, this is the summer box. So I have literally packed this with as many things as I could, and I have to admit I kind of overspent a little bit on this one. So you've got a few things which cost quite a lot of money, so I'll tell you which ones are kind of like really good ones. We've got one of the guests coming tonight, is a really lovely lady called Vidushi, who's the maker of one of the products. We've also got RoniB, who was at the Good Food Show, so some of you might have met her then. And then I've got a little video from someone that's out rowing tonight because she couldn't make it. So yeah, so if you haven't already opened your box, grab your box and have a little look inside. Thank you so much if you have waited. That's amazing. Yeah, you've got there's not very much sweet in this one, actually. I usually get it a little bit more balanced, so hopefully no sweet toothers are too disappointed. But lots of stuff to get using over the summer. We've got some barbecuey things, we've got some salad dressings, we've got spices, we've got some snacks, so I hope you love it. Let's get tasting. So if we start, so you've got the menu. So if you haven't looked, there's a letter saying, hey, be careful of allergens. If you have got any allergies, just check packaging before you eat it. And then you've got a menu of all the products that are in there. So we are going to start with a drink. You might have seen it before. It's from Breckland Orchard, and it is their plum and cherry posh pop. And if you have seen it before, like they sell them in like cafes, they don't sell them in supermarkets, but they don't often stock this one, and it's just such a lovely flavor. We tried it when we were on holiday, and the kids were just absolutely loved it, and every time we see it we have to get one now. So I've got a little video from Claire, who makes the posh pop. So have a little try of this, and I hope you love it as much as I do. While you're having a little taste of that, I'm gonna try and share my screen and make sure I don't show you all my tabs open. A tab, there we go. Let's have this tab, here we are. So can we see that? I can't see you, so I'm going to, and I can't hear anyone, so I'm going to assume you can.
Hello, my name is Claire Martinson. I'm the owner and founder of Breckland Orchard, and I'm really, really delighted that Katy has chosen my plum and cherry posh pop as part of your discovery box for this month. So I founded Breckland Orchard in the spring of 2009, and I really wanted to found a soft drink that really tingled the taste buds and that basically put a smile on your face. And I really hope that you will get the biggest smile when you try this plum and cherry. It's probably one of the flavours that we're best known for. It literally tastes like no other soft drink, and it's the one we get the most letters sent to us. And the fact that somebody would love my drink so much that they would put pen to paper and put it in an envelope and say just how much they love it never fails to delight me. And it's the same when I go out and I see them in on cafe menus or maybe in people's fridges, and I think, just amazing that they're enjoying them. So I hope you love my plum and cherry posh pop. And if you really, really love it, then just drop us a note on Instagram or one of our social media feeds. Our Instagram is at Breckland Orchard, and you'll be able to see the rest of the range there. But thank you, Katy, and cheers to you all.
Ah, I love that. Now, how do I stop doing this? Stop presenting. Oh, hopefully it's nice to meet the person that makes it. She doesn't put her face out there very much. So, what do we think? Thumbs up to this one?
Absolutely delicious. It's a bit fizzy, so.
Oh yeah, I should have warned you.
It went everywhere.
Mine too.
I bought some extras of these because the kids loved them so much, and the amount of times that we've had like overspills when they've opened them. So I should have warned you. Sorry.
Delicious.
It's a good one, isn't it? And it's like
Great.
I also love the fact that she does do some zero sugar ones, but she uses British sugar in these rather than sweeteners, or like fake sweeteners. So I quite like that. I'd rather give my kids a bit of sugar than like the fake stuff. And Claire has a really cool background. So she used to have a really high up job at Mars, and then decided she really wanted to do her own thing, and this is it. And yeah, she's really strong on the fact she won't supply supermarkets. So you know that the people that buy this for their independent shops are, they're not going to not be able to sell them because there's a supermarket just down the road selling them for a lot cheaper. So yeah, I like this one. Lisa, this is the Posh Pot Breckland Orchard cherry and plum. Cool. So we are going to go on to our next one. I haven't got my box in front of me. I need to have it near me. Actually, this is the one that someone came up to pick my my little girl's friend came over, and I did a silly thing and I gave him one of them to try because I had some extras, so I haven't got it to show you. So I'm gonna get a little insight into my crazy office that's full of products. If you didn't know, you probably do know, but people send me lots of things to try and give like feedback and things like that. So I've got so many things I've kind of tried and need to experiment with and share as well. So this is Charlie and Ivy's. Charlie and Ivy are the children of give it a shake. Adam and Jenny Palmer, who owned the Yorkshire Rapeseed Oil Company. So they've got a really gorgeous farm up in Yorkshire. Actually, it's near you, Lisa, I think. Where are they both? They're in Tixondale, near Malton as well. So near where you're moving to. And they also have like the Honest Bean Company, but they're always doing like amazing things with their products. So this is their lemon and poppy seed dressing. So it's a rapeseed oil base, which is like nice and mellow, really like great to kind of like just put bold flavors with as well, because they don't sort of they combine together really well. So cold pressed rapeseed oil, if you aren't familiar with rapeseed oil, it's really great to cook with as well. Cold pressed means that the seeds, the oil seed, rape seeds, are pressed without any heat, so it retains lots of its nutrients. So this one's like obviously really good just on salad, but they say to put it with prawns, with chicken, and beetroot as well. So have a try of that one. It's really zingy. I can't get it to mix. There we go. So you'll want a spoon for that one.
Was this the one you used in the
yes
taste session? Yeah.
Yeah, it was. What did you think of it then?
Loved it.
Yay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, I kind of used it then. I should have really said, oh, and this is going to go into the tasting box. And that was kind of one of my ideas, but I I don't think of everything when I'm doing these presentations because I have to think about lots of things. So yeah, the lemon and poppy seed, and it was really popular. They use white wine vinegar, honey in there, lemon juice, and then some Dijon mustard as well, and then the poppy seeds. I like this one, super good, summery.
Absolutely lovely. Mm,
I like that one.
really nice. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Hello.
Come here.
Cat's joining us. Cool. So yeah, so that was Charlie and Ivy's, and as I said, Charlie and Ivy are the children of Adam and Jenny, so it's quite sweet. They also do, if you like this dressing, they do these bread dippers, and that was something I was considering as well. So it's kind of like a dressing, but the idea is that it's like things like balsamic, and they do a soy one with the rapeseed oil and chili, like really. I guess you use them as dressings, but also just as bread dippers. If you've got some really good bread and you just want to, have like a grazing platter, they do really good. Bread dippers as well. So that's your Charlie and Ivy's lemon and poppy seed. Now, what's next on our list? Oh, so the Balazu. These guys are a bit bigger than the kind of brands I normally put into the box, but we had a couple of their products in the last box, and this one I bought as well. Some of the things I buy for the box is because I personally want to cook with them and try them as well. So hopefully we're on the similar lines. So this is the Balazu balsamic and sun-dried tomato, and that's a paste. So I've put this into, like, mixed it in with roasted vegetables. They say to stir it into a ragu. So wherever you want like a deeper tomatoey flavour and like the sweetness of balsamic, a little bit of sour as well. So that's the Balazu sun-dried tomato paste, and it's got a really good balsamic in there as well. Now, because the boxes have been so popular this time, I can't open this one. I can't have one because this is somebody's box that I'm sending out next week, which is really good news. We didn't expect to sell so many. So do we like this? I don't know how good it is. Well, straight from the jar, but
really
like
nice. Lovely. Very nice.
So I can, and actually like maybe like a ciabatta with mozzarella and this spread on the bottom of the ciabatta. Really good kind of boost of umami, kind of sweet, sour, all of the flavors there. I think I can't remember what else I made with this, but I know we loved it. I think we put it on chicken actually, and did like a tray bake, some chicken, and then I put extra cherry tomatoes in there as well, and then just served that with some veggies on the side. Obviously, you could put that into as a base as like a dressing as well, which would be quite nice. So that allows it.
Very nice.
Good. And this is the other thing. When I bought them, I then realised that they do also sell them in Tesco as well. So that is also not my style, that you would normally find it like that you'd find them in a supermarket. So I usually like to support smaller businesses that kind of have reasonable distribution levels, because obviously you don't want something that you can never buy again. But at the same time, I like to support the smaller guys as well. Cool. So that was number 3. Now the next one is, there's 2 products from the Sorley Kitchen. I have to admit, I bought extras of these. So these are the ginger thins, and yesterday, in fact, it's been really tiring since the show, and I literally had 2 packs of ginger thins, which was my breakfast and my lunch, but I was completely addicted to them. This is the sweet one, and then the other packet is the savoury. And I realised once I'd decided on the flavour that these probably would be better suited to like a Christmas box, but so it's cranberry and walnut. But I thought, and I really do like the flavour as well, because it's sweet, there's the nuttiness from the walnut, but they are a really lovely cracker that won't overpower cheeses. So have a taste of let's go for the Sorley Kitchen, the cranberry and walnut cracker first. So they're twice baked savoury crackers. As I said, they're kind of they've got flavour on their own, so it would be really good with butter or like a milder cheese, but also can kind of, stand up to more powerful flavours as well. Probably really good with the blue cheese. And the Sawley Kitchen is such a lovely company. It's a family business. I think they're based in Lancashire. No, they're in Ripon in North Yorkshire. So we've got a Yorkshire vibe going on this time. It was a bit sad. Their father, so it was Robin and Nikki, and then Dan was part of the business. So I think it was literally the day that we went into lockdown. Poor Robin passed away, sadly, and so they're just kind of coming back now. It was the first time they'd come back to the Good Food Show this year since they didn't have Robin part of the business. So they supply loads of really high-end hotels. Like I think the Ritz have got some of their biscuits in some of in their rooms, and just I think the list is pretty huge. They were at Ascot this weekend, but I don't know if I made the right choice on this one, but I hope it's a nice introduction to their crackers. What do we think?
We've just put some of that on it. It's nice on that with that.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
I was thinking that too.
Yeah, they do. There's a smoked paprika, because they did a few of the other flavors as well with the order. And molten. It's like it's an ale kind of like flavor to it. I'll have to share it in the group, but that one was really, really tasty. And then a rosemary and sea salt one as well. And they're quite good prices as well. So I quite like I think they're quite special and would look really nice on a cheese board. So Sawley Kitchen, that's the savoury one. And then the sweet one I chose was the ginger thins. So have a look at those. I'll hold that up so I can do it as a marker for the recording. So these ginger thins, what I really love about their biscuits is they don't use preservatives, so everything's like the ingredients when you read them are, there's hardly any ingredients. So in the crackers there's wheat flour, there's Yorkshire rapeseed oil, walnuts, cranberries, baking powder and salt. So nothing nasty, all really natural, and that's what I really like about them, and all handcrafted as well. So, and then in the ginger thins, they are quite crunchy. So if you've got sensitive teeth, just be prepared. So again, it's wheat flour, golden syrup, butter, demerara sugar, and ginger. So that's it. So you get that crunch from the demerara, and then you've got the butteriness. I hate anything made with margarine, so I love that they've got all the pure butter there. They do incredible shortbread as well. So if you like your biscuits, they are really worth knowing. They won 2 stars in the Great Taste Awards, but that was quite a while ago, 2016. But I'm sure if they entered them now, they'd be winning awards. They're very Moorish, but I've totally proved it. I'm munching away on them. So they're your Sawley Kitchen ginger thins. In a couple of minutes, we've got someone joining us, so I'm just going to be prepared for her. Oh, sorry, Lisa, I just got your message that you couldn't get in. I'm glad you're here now. I'm just going to check if anyone else is. I don't really know why the settings.
It's the Facebook link that I was trying to use initially, and it wasn't working. But then when I used the email one, it was fine.
Okay, I might just quickly check the Facebook group just in case anyone else is. Doing this like the week after the Good Food Show. I'm glad I left it a week, but I am a little chasing my tail a little bit. So I think I need to look at the date line for next year with the summer box. Maybe bring it forward to May, maybe. No, we're all right. Cool. Right. So, do we like the Sawley Kitchen?
Yeah.
Their Shrewsbury biscuits are really good as well. They're kind of just got a lovely currants in. So rather than like raisins and things, like really lovely currants. Are we trying? What have we got on there, Jason? Something on that biscuit? Cracker.
It's cheese from Cornish guy.
Ooh,
Cornish Cheese Company.
was that free?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
And the goat blue.
Nice. Cool.
Very nice.
Yeah, it works well.
Oh, I love the Cornish Cheese Company. If anyone else has not tried their cheese, it's super good. So it does work well. Good.
Yeah, both the blue and the brie and the little goat brie. It all works.
Brilliant. Cool. Nice versatile cracker then.
Their blue cheese is amazing, that Cornish Cheese Company. We've also got a big thing of the blue cheese still in the fridge.
Oh, I love it. I always have to have one at Christmas. It's so good. Cool. Right, let's move on. So it wouldn't be a summer box if I didn't get some barbecue things involved. So I found out about this Firefly barbecue, and I've been following their Instagram account, and they do all sorts of things. So they supply loads of like barbecue themed restaurants. So the ones we're going to look at are, so it's Firefly. I bought two, so I thought let's go for a rub and a barbecue sauce. So Firefly barbecue, they do all sorts of things, like just if you follow their account, if you're into barbecuing, it's really cool. So we'll start with the rub. So I asked him like what would be, because I hadn't tried their product before, but I kind of knew from their popularity that they were going to be a bit good. So I said, what would be a really good all-rounder rub that would be a bit of a wow and a really nice introduction to their company? And I also asked for the same for their barbecue sauce, because I have a habit of going for chili things, and not everyone, I can't really take really, really hot, and I have a habit of putting too much chili in, so I didn't want to go too chili. So this is the Mellow Mississippi Master Rub, and if you have a, hopefully this is one I've opened, here it is. So last night, if you have a lovely sniff, don't sniff too hard. I always have to warn people, don't snort it. I put this in pulled pork last night, so I rubbed it with this and let it marinate for a while, and then baked it for, like, slow cooked it for about 6 hours, and then at the end, like, I took the rind off and pulled it, and then I put the barbecue sauce on top and then left it in the pan and just let it like crisped up, because I love it when it goes all burnt and caramelized. So these two together are a really awesome tag team. So in the rub is paprika, sea salt, cane sugar, muscovado sugar, hickory smoked salt, black pepper, mustard, garlic, celery, thyme, coriander, marjoram, cayenne, onion, and oregano. So it's got a really cool spice mix, basically, that's kind of just really smoky, mellow, sweet, savory, and just really good, and not too hot as well. That was my key thing, like not getting too hot. So they say, okay, Mississippi is the melting pot of American barbecue, sat between sweet Tennessee, spicy Louisiana, and smoky Kansas. A delicious blend of mixed spices, and we've said all those things. It's not too smoky, not too sweet, but adds an amazing flavor to almost anything. It says master your barbecue. So they're all about kind of like, you know, boosting barbecue flavors. Hopefully Andrew like this, Julia. So he loves a barbecue.
How much did you use, Katie, for a pulled pork?
Well, look, I literally, on the rub for me, like I only used some of the rub, but I probably could have gone a bit harder with the rub. But the barbecue sauce, I'd probably use the whole jar. Julia, what were you going to say, Julia?
We're coming up to Norfolk sort of in the next few weeks. We'll bring it with us.
Yeah.
Barbecue left.
Definitely. When they say any cut of pork, lamb, chicken, fish, and vegetables, so good for any vegetarians out there. Rub, sprinkle, or load onto the spice mix before cooking to make your food mouth-wateringly flavorful. So just really good all-round flavor enhancer for barbecues.
And halloumi.
Yes, halloumi. Yeah. Do you eat a lot of halloumi?
Yeah, and I tend to put a rub over it as well. Like, yeah, I use a few salts and stuff as well. So yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Sounds really good. Like a really good idea. Cool. So yeah, and then the barbecue sauce. So I chose this one because it's called the competition cherry barbecue sauce. So anytime something's like won a competition or something, I'm like, oh, why is it so good? So as I said, we put this on the pulled pork last night, and just I pretty much did use a whole bottle, or virtually a whole bottle, to be honest. And it worked really, really well. It was like sweet, sticky, spicy, and if you have a sniff of it, it's really spicy as well, almost like curry kind of flavors to it, but not too much. So it says it's a cherry barbecue sauce, so it's got sour cherries in there. We lost Kath and Tanya for a minute. Here we go. There's Vidushi. Cool. Right. So where is she? Not there yet. Yeah. So hi, Vidushi. You're on mute at the moment. We're just finishing off this barbecue sauce, and then I will come to you and introduce you. So yeah, they use muscovado sugar, which is way more expensive than any refined sugar, but it's got that really, deep, sweet, kind of toasty kind of flavor. So that really helps. It's got cider vinegar, paprika, Anaheim chili. So they're going into specifics here with what kind of chili they're using to get the best flavor. You've got garlic, ginger, vanilla, cinnamon, oregano, onion, thyme, basil, tamarind as well, and then caramel. And they don't hold back in terms of what they're putting in here, just to get those blends. But there's loads of different flavors. So I think this one was won in a competition in America as well. So it won like a best barbecue sauce or something like that. So if you're into your barbecue sauces, like and the rubs, they've got so many different flavors. But I hope you like this one. And obviously you can try it with different things. Just literally like glaze it onto chicken breast, that kind of thing. Like make an amazing Hunter's chicken. Put it in with cheese. What else do they say to do? Outstanding on chicken, pork, salmon, prawns, and vegetables. Extraordinary brushed onto the ribs and chicken thighs to create a thick gloss and equally amazing flavor. And shake it. I don't know if everyone's shaking it because it's a bit thick on top. We like this one. It is quite sweet. Yeah.
Delicious, that. Really like that.
Cool. I'm quite into my barbecue sauce. Jamie thinks I make the most amazing barbecue sauce there ever was, but basically it's a BBC Good Food recipe. I think I've told people before, but it's for the stickiest ribs ever, and it's basically just brown sugar, ketchup, like so much of it, and then like a few other little bits, but I'll share it in the group. So once you're out of this, I'll share my own. And I guess these things, like, you can try them and look at the spices they're using and use it to make your own barbecue sauces as well. But yeah, I hope you like this one, and do share it in the group if you whatever you made. Yeah, that's how much is left of mine now. I really went pretty hard on the pulled pork last night, which we served with a coleslaw for the low carb midweek dinner. Cool. So that's barbecue sauce. Now we're going to meet Vidushi, and the product that we're going to try with her is, I don't think I've got one actually. Oh, no, I have. So you need to unmute yourself, please, Vidushi. That's it. So, hello.
Hello.
There you are.
Hello.
So, Vidushi is the maker of this amazing, glorious golden jar of ghee. Could you tell us a bit more about this and about you and why you're making it?
Oh, okay. Yes. So ghee is an ancient Indian superfood. It's made its way into our modern lives because it's got immense benefits. It's gut healing. It's a natural prebiotic. It's a high temperature cooking fat. Doesn't burn like olive oil, avocado oil, or any seed oil. It's the highest source of vitamin A, D, E, and K that your body can get. And the molecular structure of ghee is very much like our own body lipids. So our stomach lining at the cellular level doesn't struggle to digest it. And what we have done is we have brought ghee to the modern palate by infusing real spices into it and not just flavors. So this particular ghee that you have is infused with actual roasted garlic, making it garlicky and quite versatile fat, which you can put over your breads. You can do garlic mushrooms with it, put it on your naan bread, add a dollop over your broths, soups, and there are many ways you can use this, or just have it straight from the jar.
I know with them when we're at the Good Food Show, just dipping that into the roasted garlic is just incredible. I stir fry broccoli in it as well, which makes it's just amazing.
Yeah. So there are many. I mean, you can just play with it. Actually, it's garlic. Everybody loves garlic, and everybody loves a good fat as a medium to cook food in, or even just pour it as a glaze over your already hot cooked food. There's so many ways it can be used.
So, and so what it is, it's basically it's clarified butter.
Yes, yeah. So I was coming to that. It's clarified butter. So if for people who do not know what ghee is, it's just a normal dairy butter, but it's cooked and clarified to the point where we remove three things from it. We remove the lactose and the casein, which is the milk solids, and we remove the water content from it. So the residual concentrated fat is ghee. By doing this procedure, we make it, we give it a very long shelf life, which ordinarily your butter will not last as long, because the shelf life on our ghee is 2 years. On the infused ones, it's one year, but on the original plain ghee, it's 2 years. So by doing this, we give it a long shelf life, and also we make it a superfood, which is less reactive to the body for people who have allergies and things like that, because we've removed the lactose and casein in it. Although it's funny, but it's true that ghee is derived from dairy and butter, but it's good for people who are dairy intolerant. So that's the story around clarified butter is. And as I said, we've infused real whole spices to make it quite palatable and quite a versatile fat.
You do a really super special one, which is the morel mushrooms, isn't it?
Yes, morel. That's quite an exquisite and gourmet standard ghee we have, and that we infuse the morel mushrooms in it. Morel mushrooms are quite a gourmet standard mushroom. They are compared to truffles, actually, where they are available in the mountain regions, especially in India, in the Himalayas, and also in the Alps. People can find them where they erupt straight after the lightning, and they have to be plucked within a certain time, because they can disappear as well. So people just wait for the lightning to strike, and they rush to pluck them. So they are wild harvested. That is why the morel pate ghee that we have doesn't have the word organic on it, because it cannot be more organic than wildly plucking it. But obviously in modern day and age, and with all the regulation, we cannot call that ghee organic, although that is still the organic butter that we use. And the morels are wildly picked in the Himalayas. That is a very, very beautiful. I mean, if you like truffles, and if you like those umami flavor of mushrooms, I would prefer.
You've got one in the corner. Look, Sharon and Tom have got a jar.
Oh, okay.
Did you get that at the winter show?
Right. So morel ghee is beautiful. Actually, must try at least once.
And so, but what about you? Why did you start making this?
So yeah, that's an interesting part of my life. So I was in a totally different dimension of my life and in a totally different career. I used to work in finance office, and as life takes on, and you, especially women, they have pregnancies and things. So I had some health issues which needed addressing, and I was fighting them. And then I actually got on to see a nutritionist and a holistic health coach, where I wanted to resolve my issues quite holistically. And I was quite surprised that they recommended, on the top of their recommendation was ghee, that use ghee for your all cooking needs. I mean, use it daily. That's what it said, in all your cooking. And, being an Indian and coming from a mother who was a university professor in cookery, I have seen ghee daily in my life. But what had happened over the years was that ghee, because of the media and because of the science and because of the new findings, everybody used to say that ghee is fat, it is bad for you, it's not good for you, use it less. So it was always there in the pantry, but it stood there for some special occasions and special recipes. But when I heard dietitians and nutritionists and holistic health coaches recommending ghee to be used daily instead of all the seed oils, that was the time my interest in researching about ghee started. So I researched about ghee and I found out that there was no other cooking medium as good as ghee. And that was the time my interest in holistic health, with studying food as medicine, helped me launch and develop Ghee Appetite. So that was the time I launched it as well, because I had already over the last couple of years had derived the benefit from it. And I said that this is still in the dark so much that we need to bring it out. And then I actually not only researched on the internet and used it, I actually went on to do certifications in Ayurveda and in holistic health. And I totally changed my career as well.
Amazing. For our benefit, for sure. It's amazing stuff. Thank you. And I just want to kind of confirm. So this is literally just like butter. So it tastes buttery. And as Vidushi said, like if you want to cook with it, it doesn't burn like butter does. So really good to cook on a high heat. When you open it and look at it, it's kind of it is solidified, but it melts really quickly, doesn't it?
Yeah, it will melt quickly on the pan. And also because it's high temperature, there's one thing that everybody should know about ghee is that because it's high temperature friendly, so the number of times you heat it or put it in the for example, you want to heat the jar in the microwave to melt it for 30 seconds or 45 seconds to get the consistency you're looking for. And then you allow it to set on your kitchen shelf. And you can do this whole process a number of times without worrying about changing the structure of ghee. So you can melt it, use some of it, leave it on your shelf, do it again next day. It will not burn the ghee at all. So use it, as versatile as ghee can get. I don't think there's any other fat that compares to its versatility. So yeah, just play with it. And there are a lot of interesting blogs and knowledge about ghee on our website, which you can read as well, because I keep updating the new knowledge that I also learn. I, convert it into an article and put it on the website.
Amazing. I have to keep up with you and all your knowledge about ghee. So I think sometimes ghee has got a bad reputation, but actually, I'm reading it here that it lowers cholesterol, and I have recently found out that I have is that good for you? I have really high cholesterol, like extremely high cholesterol, and I didn't realize. So I need to do all I can to reduce cholesterol as well. So I'll
but in moderation. When you want to swap to ghee from all your oils, and maybe because you know what, we've realized recently that it's the carbohydrates and the sugars which are the culprits in giving us these lifestyle diseases like cholesterol and hypertension. It's not the fats. A lot of keto people, they contact us and they say they drink ghee in the morning. So they take like a 5 ml cup and they warm it and they just drink it because it lubricates the tissues. It lubricates the joints. So people who have arthritis and things like that. So a lot of people drink ghee in the morning, empty stomach, just as a lubricator. And it will never spike your insulin. It will never spike your cholesterol that way. But remember, if you go on to then have a croissant or a, you know, or a naan bread or an Indian paratha and a lot of carbs, then obviously, you know, you've had too much of everything. So it's I think the carbohydrates and sugars that one must be reducing in their lifestyle. Good fats are good actually, and you can read about it as well.
I can imagine this making a really good garlic bread as well. Just
yeah.
You know, forget, easy to spread in as well. Because I know when I always make garlic, but I make the garlic butter to spread into a garlic bread, but I always end up making the butter taste like garlic, and everyone's like, "Mom, you've contaminated the butter." So this is probably the best way.
You can keep it separate, yes.
Yeah.
And also on the naan bread, it will be like a garlic naan.
And when you say you could bake with it, what kind of thing would you bake with the garlic one? Like, could you?
With the garlic, I mean, you can generally bake with normal ghee. You can replace like in pastries and everything, but with garlic, I think you can. If you've got a mixture of mixed vegetables, where you want to add olive oil, or if you want to add butter, or you want to add any other fat, you can just add garlic ghee, and it will give you the same sort of thing, but with additional benefit of garlic flavor in it. So you can use it. You can even use garlic ghee if you're trying to temper a steak or a fish or something before you put it in the oven. So I mean, do your play and do your research, and it's not going to disappoint you. I'm sure.
Thank you so much. That's been amazing. Did anyone have any questions for Vidushi while she's here? No, we could always ask in the group.
Yeah.
But I think you've been really comprehensive and it's been really interesting.
And it's going to be really versatile, isn't it? You could use it for so much. So
Absolutely.
all the things that I cook, and I could just add some of this to most of them. So yeah.
And also it's going to stay for a very long time on your shelf. So it's not a bad investment actually, because it's going to, I mean, even if you're not a daily consumer of ghee, you can just use it sparingly and use it for a longer time.
Yes.
I guess the other thing that's crossed my mind is if you were like camping or holidaying or anything, to be able to have like a buttery alternative rather than actually taking butter that needs a refrigerator.
Absolutely. Yeah. Use it in your camp cooking, barbecuing. And because you're not carrying a fridge, or maybe you don't have a fridge, this is just a shelf-friendly thing that you can just have in your bag.
Cool. Oh, thank you so much. That's been amazing.
Thank you.
And you have got a little note card, I think, in the box. There's a little card of yours, which has got some details of and leaving a review for you as well. And you kind of, as a very small producer in the UK, you need as many people to shout about you as possible. So
yes, yeah, we're very small. We're newly launched, and it would really help. I mean, only if you feel like leave a positive review, and we shall send you a complimentary jar of 300 milliliters of original ghee for leaving us a review. Because these days I've seen people, they're very up on writing negative reviews. So the positives will help build the business as well. So help us build a holistic health business, and we promise you we're bringing more beautiful products. We've got 4 more products lined up for launch this year.
I have to also say, like, your packaging is really beautiful, and I think without meeting you and realizing that you're the only person behind this business, it looks like it could be a much bigger brand. So it's really lovely to know, that it's you. And it's just you behind it and making an amazing product.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and see you soon. See you tonight.
Thanks.
Thank
Bye.
you. Wow. Yeah, this is one of the ones that it's not cheap, basically. So when you have a look online at buying it, it does last a long time. It's a really lovely investment, and but it is super quality, and I hope you love it. And the morel one that Sharon and Tom have got is incredible as well. So if you want a really lovely treat, that it's just the most incredible flavour.
It's got such a wonderful woody flavour. This one, it's really, really good.
What do you think of the garlic?
Well, as soon as I opened it, I said to Tom, I feel like I need to make something with this immediately. It's just the smell is so good.
Yeah. No, I love that one. We were talking about which flavour to give you, and we couldn't afford the morel one. It basically would blow my whole budget for the whole box. But she wanted to give you the original, and I kind of thought, oh, the original's really nice. It's like it's almost like caramelly, kind of creamy, buttery, like really amazing. But I just wanted to, because it's the tasting box, and I think we just needed to try something a bit more exciting, so we agreed on the garlic. So I hope you like that, and I look forward to finding out what you do with it as well. I used it to cook like just as a base of a curry, and that just gave it a really gorgeous garlicky flavor as well. So yeah, if you make curries, it's good to as a frying tool for that. Cool. So we bounded ahead, didn't we, to Ghee Appetite? So let's go back, and we're in Carla's spice. So this one is a little bit similar actually to the rub, but has a different use. So this is Carla's spices. She's based down in Rye, on the south coast, and she makes amazing sort of like spice blends, herbs, seasonings, things like that. And I first found her when I bought a turkey locally from it's called Morton's, and it was at Christmas, and they included like a curry spice mix from them. So we've been sort of speaking ever since. So this is their rosemary salt. It's a blend of rosemary, paprika, garlic, salt, and a little bit of sugar in there as well for a little bit of sweetness. So she suggests putting this on chips. Well, it says delicious sprinkled on freshly cooked oven or deep fried chips, but I have a few more ideas of what you could do with them. I mean, if we're sticking to potatoes, roast potatoes, we did have this on some oven fries the other night. Who's got some other ideas? Kath, I think you've got some ideas. Take yourself off mute. I want to know what you're saying to your mum.
You could put it into things like with lamb and things like that, sprinkle it on the top of some lamb or something like that as an alternative to fish.
Yeah. Actually, like a lamb, like a rub, like for lamb would be good. Anyone else?
Put it in rice.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good. She does loads of different flavors. Go on, is that Julia?
Mix it with some yogurt or some Greek yogurt or some creme fraiche, maybe.
Ooh.
And then eat.
Yeah, it's like a dip on the side. What do we think about the sugar in this? Because I was quite surprised by the sugar. I think it is makes it quite Moorish, a bit more.
It's quite sweet.
I think you need to give it a good shake, good mix up as well. But she does all sorts of flavors, and they're quite a good. I think there's quite a good deal for like buying mixtures and things like that. But I like those. Nice little rosemary salt. Kind of spices. Try it on your chips and report back. Cool. So that was Carla's. Oh, I said cauliflower. There you go. I put it on the menu. Rosemary and paprika salt, great for seasoning chips, rub for lamb or cauliflower. Okay, sorry, just thought there was someone else entering there. Great. So now we're going to go to these. So this is Eat Boundless. I first found these in my last house. So what was that, 2018? And there's two products from them. So we've got the chips, and they're called activated chips. And I'm going to tell you what that means in a minute once I've got the other packet out. So you've got a packet of nuts, and you've got a packet of chipotle and lime activated chips. So I thought I went for the chipotle and lime flavor. Thought quite a nice. I went for chili again. You'll get the theme here, but they're not too spicy, so hopefully you like them. The activation part, which is kind of their theme, so they've got the chips and they've got the nuts, which are all activated. If I get this right, so basically when they activate them, whether it's the grain or the nut, they soak them in salt water, and it starts like the germination process. So, you know, like a tiny seed or something like that, or when you watch it, it kind of like starts to kind of sprout. And it just as it's doing that, it loses this, it's an enzyme that kind of is harder for our guts to digest. So it loses that. I can't remember exactly how to the actual enzyme, but that's the basis around it, that it starts to, like, the nutrients start to released, so it's a lot healthier for us, and tasty too. So the nuts are kind of a bit more crunchy because they've gone through that soaking process, and the chips are made with its sorghum, so they think that they're really healthy, so then we should know about it. So and it's phytic acid. By reducing the levels of phytic acid, we unleash the gold mine of nutrients previously locked away. So yeah, so that's those. Don't know what we think of those. I quite like the shape, really good for like scooping and dipping. And the nuts are the orange and maple syrup. So nice and sweet and a bit zesty. It's nuts and seeds. I don't know what you think, but the crunch. I'm gonna show so anyone watching. That's one of the. Look, can you notice the difference in the crunch? Notice that they're activated. I think the nuts are a bit lighter, maybe, than. There we go. We've got our next guest who's just arrived. I'll introduce her in just a moment. Roni, we're just trying some activated maple and orange nuts and chipotle and lime activated chips. I don't know if you've seen these before. So Roni tonight, sorry if you want to say hello, you are on mute, has been cooking for a supper club. And at first she's like, oh, I can't make it because I'm too busy, I'm doing the supper club. But we've managed to get her here. Have you finished cooking?
Yep. So I've just served the main courses. So they're happily eating. I said, like, okay, I'm jumping on my live thing.
What have you cooked?
So the menu for today, we had a welcome drink, which was sponsored by Tarsha Gin. So I did what we call summer breeze martini using their calamansi gin and my calamansi marmalade. For starters, I had mushroom salpicao, which is basically garlic stir-fried mushrooms. Originally, it's cooked with beef, but I used it as mushroom. And I had some longanisa balls, which is our ham-flavored sausages as starter. And their mains are beef short rib adobo, and the pineapple chicken barbecue, some pickled vegetables and rice. And for their dessert later on will be calamansi marmalade. Sorry, with my calamansi marmalade.
What with the marmalade?
Calamansi cheesecake. So it's like a lime cheesecake.
Oh, nice.
I'm in my uniform, sorry.
Oh, I love it. So sorry. So Roni is from RoniB's kitchen, and I didn't know about the supper clubs and things, but basically you make a range of amazing Filipino products, and we've got one of them in the box tonight. So I love that you're just there having done this supper club. So this is amazing. So thank you so much for joining us. can you tell us a bit about what you do as well, and why you started RoniB's Kitchen, and the kind of things you make?
So so hi everybody, I'm RoniB's Kitchen. I produce Filipino flavored sauces, chili products, and preserves. So it's basically championing the flavors of the Philippines. So so Philippine cuisine, if you're not familiar with it, it is a combination of Malay, Chinese, Japanese, South American, American, and Arabic. So
Wow.
that's how diverse, and that's why it's quite difficult to describe Filipino food. It is something that you will be familiar with, but you just don't know because of the crossovers with other Southeast Asian countries. So I started RoniB's Kitchen in 2017.
Before you taste, guys, just it is powerful.
It is.
We're just going in for a taste. But carry on, sorry.
So I started it in 2017 after winning Chrissy Alsop's handmade Christmas cook-off in 2016 of December, which basically told me that there is a place for my cuisine, which is Filipino food. So I decided to put them in a jar instead of just supper clubs, because if I can reach more people and teach them about my cuisine, then it would be better than having like 20 people in a supper club. It's quite finite. So I wanted to reach more because I'd like to share my love for the cuisine. So what you are tasting right now is the black bean chili paste, which is my 3 gold stars at the Great Taste. It is spicy. Some people don't find it spicy, some people do. So it just depends on how you are with the chilies. But because it uses fermented black beans, it has that kind of sweetness, earthiness, that kind of umami-ness to it. To use the product, you only need a teaspoon at a time. So that jar actually goes a long, long way. And if you look at my website, I have over 100 recipes to inspire you on how to use this product. You can use it even in dishes that you normally cook at home, like, spaghetti bolognese or your chili con carne. Put it into your shepherd's pie, cottage pie, just to give it a bit of an because it'll stay in the background, but it gives a certain umami-ness to it. Add it to your avocado toast, just to give it a nice little for a savory kind of toast. But yeah, use it sparingly. But as you cook, the flavors will just incorporate and stay in the background, and it just gives you that nice little umami-ness to it.
I love it. It's got so much of everything. Like, it's got all you want. Like, it's just a feast for the senses, I would say.
Oh, I'm glad you said.
Oh, thank you so much. I know you're so busy tonight, so thank you so much for joining us. I think that's amazing that you've come from, while people are eating your amazing food, to help us. And thank you for
post the photos and until they devour it all.
Oh, amazing. So yeah, Roni's does some amazing other products as well, like the calamansi marmalade that you said about, the cheesecake. You've got a gorgeous tamarind jam as well. That so many things. Oh, and the banana ketchup. We included that in the tasting. Now, I liked it in the tasting, but I wasn't. Oh, I don't know. But I took some home with me, like the remainder, and literally I was sitting outside the other day, just like with crisps, and I was so addicted. Like, the more you eat of it, it's like, it's so good. Just the balance of flavors and sweetness is really lovely.
Yeah, that took me 2 years to develop here.
It's amazing. But thank you. I'll let you go, but we can.
Thank you so much.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for this amazing. Thanks, Roni. Take care. Ah, that's cool. I didn't, before you were tasting, I should have warned you, because it is full of flavor, isn't it? And
quite spicy.
It is spicy. And the oil has actually got quite a lot of the heat in it as well, so mixing it up before you try it. But you couldn't help yourselves, and I don't blame you at all. This is what we were here for, right? Before I said, wait, try it. And I included, I don't know, did you try this at the show? I'm not sure if that was in your mystery tasting.
No, I don't.
No,
We didn't have
we
that
did
one.
not in the show, but it's certainly nice a tiny bit.
Yeah.
It has the effect.
Kath and Tanya, did you try it at the mystery tasting? I think you might have been in one of the. We've frozen actually. You did, Charlotte. Cool. It's quite a hard one to taste, and I did say to Roni, do you think it's a little bit too powerful, a bit too spicy? But I think you could dilute it maybe with some soy as like a dipping sauce, and obviously, you know, it's kind of a really powerful ingredient to add to other things. It's quite hard to taste it as it is.
Further down, it's got like a pink soy.
Yeah, that kind of soy flavor, and it's the fermented black beans. I don't know if anyone heard me. I keep banging on about savoury porridge, but I put some of this into my savoury porridge the other day, and with some chicken stock. So literally, imagine a savoury, like imagine risotto but made with oats. And I've been doing that for like lunches, which is so quick and easy. And it's things like this, just putting in a teaspoon of this with some chicken stock or salt and pepper. Really, really good. And just like your noodles, fried rice, that kind of thing. So yeah, so that was
a picture of that.
Sorry?
Can you take a picture of that next time you do your lunch? Because I'm so intrigued what it'd look like.
It doesn't look great, I'll be honest. Jamie said it looks like baby poo, but that was when I put like some stuff in. But I took it one step further today, and I mixed some of it in with some eggs. And it sounds completely random, but I did check that other people have done it before. And I put some coriander in and some salt and pepper, and I kind of fried it like an omelette, and that it was really nice. I put it with some sweet chili sauce. I put it in the group. It's kind of weird, but like I'm trying to eat more oats, and obviously they're quite cheap and things like that. So yeah, just savoury porridge. I'll share it in the group, but don't have too high expectations of what it looks like. It doesn't look great. Cool. So that was we've done those two, and actually we're down to our last one, aren't we? Did anyone have any more? What do we think about these? Because we saw Roni. You like these?
Nuts and seeds are really nice.
I dip the chips in the chili paste and it's nice.
Ooh, that's a good idea. It's quite a fresh kind of, like, these aren't too sweet as well, which I quite like, because you know some crisps and snacks and things can be quite sugary. Well, not sugary, but you know they're sweetened. But yeah, that's a good idea. Cool, you're bold. Mix it with some soy sauce or something like that, sweet chili. Cool. So, and then our last product is I think everyone here has got it. Basically, I had 10 missing, and I ordered 50, and 10 didn't turn up. So some people who I knew would be forgiving are going to get it in the next box. But I think all of you, have you all got a slab of fudge? Yeah. I got to panic stations, and I get to the point when I'm doing this packing that I was like, right, what do I do? What do I do? And I was kind of trying to make sure I lost my grip a little bit. So there's a few fudgeless boxes. So huge slab of lemon meringue fudge. I went for this flavour because I was trying to go for a summery vibe. But basically, this is a one-woman business. I'm pretty sure her name's Alice, but I keep talking to her and I can't remember her name. Let me make sure it is Alice. I did try and invite her on here, but she's busy tonight. So she started making it because someone told her that, people wouldn't buy big slabs of fudge like this. And that's why it's called Rebel Fudge. She used to have another business doing kind of like importing products, but I think this is a really good example of a fudge. She's basically cooking it in one pan in her kitchen, so every batch she's making herself. When I was texting her earlier, she's like, I've got to go and check the fudge, and I think that lemon flavor, although it's kind of really sweet, is kind of lifts it and gives us, I think, hopefully a nice flavor. That she also sent me some of her other flavors, and I have to say the salted caramel is amazing. Like, it's one of the best salted caramel flavors I've had. She also does a rhubarb one, and I love rhubarb, so that was absolutely gorgeous. A blackcurrant one, bourbon vanilla. I've also seen that she does like a licorice one. So as like the theme of this box, they're not cheap. I think these retail at £6 a slab, but obviously you slice it up, you share it, and you can kind of keep going back to it. I'm going to try and encourage her to come to the Good Food Show, because we don't have a lot of fudge at the moment, and I think that this is a really good example. Do we like this? Not too sweet?
The smell is amazing. When you smell it out of the packet, it's just really fresh smelling.
Yeah. Tastes a bit like a lemon drizzle cake. Obviously, if you don't just want to eat it out of the packet, you could do things like sprinkle it over ice cream.
Porridge.
I'm not into sweet porridge, so I only do savoury. Yeah. Yeah, porridge. I don't know what else you'd do with it. You could have bake it into biscuits and that kind of thing, but to be honest, like, just nice little sweet treat with a cup of tea. Do you like it, Davina?
I'm not a very big fan
Coffee,
of
never
fudge.
tea.
Yeah.
Not
a very big fan of fudge at all, but because you can slice that so very thinly, it was really tasty. But you always get big thick slabs of fudge, and I'm not a big fan, so I've almost razored down the side, and then it was really tasty.
I love it.
Yeah, you love fudge, don't you? Yeah,
I think it's great.
What were you going to say, Davina?
Never with tea, always coffee.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I used to work in a sweet shop. That's really good.
That is a good accolade then. I think, yeah, she does. Well, yeah, I agree. I think it's really, really good fudge. I like the crumbly. It's almost getting onto like a tablet style kind of fudge. What about you, Dee? What do you think of that?
I did enjoy that. Thank you. I'm sort of like, I do like fudge sometimes. I think it's because it's so much sugar that I'm not that keen, even though I've got a sweet tooth. But I do enjoy that because I like the lemon as well. It goes through the sweetness.
Kind of lifts it, doesn't it?
It does. It does. Thank you.
Cool. So that is your end of your tour. There was a couple of other products that I was hoping would arrive in time, but they will be going into the next box because they did not arrive in time. And I've got a few other lovely things lined up for the next one as well. So yeah, do we any questions about any of those products? Do we like that mix?
Yeah, we thought it was a very nice mix. Thank you.
Good. Cool.
Yeah, good variety of things.
Good. Yeah, not so much sweet in this one, but then I thought the intense sweetness of the fudge maybe would make up for the lack of it. Cool. Well, I think that might be the end. Like, finished quite quickly, but thank you, everyone. The next box I've planned for the week after the kids go back to school, and apologies if I didn't communicate this one very well, putting it after the Good Food Show summer was quite, it's a very intense time for me building up to that show. So it's kind of, there was a few things that I haven't told people when it's coming. And I'll do a little survey on postage as well. Like if, for example, I could give you the option if you wanted to pay a little bit extra to get it quicker, like you'll have seen from the boxes, like I tracked it this time. So well, a lot of you will know from the experiences before with other couriers that, one box got opened and a box of truffles got taken out, eaten, except for one, and put back in. That was with one courier. And then Charlotte, you didn't get yours to start with, and they said they delivered it. That was I can't remember who it was now, but Royal Mail, I think they're quite trustworthy. But obviously, if it's not getting there in time for the tasting, it's like doing that kind of that time in between. So I'll try and work things out and see how we can do it. But I'd rather put more things in the box than spend the money on postage, to be honest. So it's kind of weighing up, getting the balance right. But hopefully we'll get there. But thank you very much. The next one's going to be 12th of September, that week. So if if you're away or anything like that, you can ask me to delay it, or you can skip a box. And if anyone's struggling with, it's Subly, just email me if you want to know anything about, if you want to do anything with your account, and I'll show you how to log in and that kind of thing. But thank you everyone for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed those finds. I absolutely love sharing them with you, so I hope you enjoyed it as well.
Thank you.
You're so welcome, and do share in the Facebook group, because it's great to be inspired by other people that are just cooking at home and working with the same products as well. So thank you very much, and I'll see you in a few months. And if you aren't, if you're coming, the Good Food Show tickets are on sale now for the show, like entry tickets. But I have got the tasting theatre there again, which is really cool. And I'll let you know when those tickets are on sale. And it's really nice to see you. I was thinking about maybe we could do like a meetup, or like I could do like a thing when I'm not actually presenting, because it's so nice when people come to say hello, and so many of you do, but like I don't get time, because it's like, oh my gosh, I've got like 10 minutes before the next session. So it'd be good to say, this is a good time to come and say hello, kind of thing. So I'll do that as well. Anyway, I'll let you go. Thank you very much, and any questions about any of the products, just email me. But thank you very much, and I'll
thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much, Katy. See you later.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
No worries. See you.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, I thought Lisa was going to stick around then as well, but never mind. Bye, Julia. See you soon.
See you soon.
Yeah, let me know when you're up. Bye, Sue.